Hello everybody, welcome to my English class once again. Now guys, today in this video I am going to explain a very beautiful poem from your literature book, the chapter number 6, The Blind Man and the Elephant. Okay, this poem has a very deep sense. Okay, this poem has been composed by John Godfrey Sachs. Okay, guys, he was born in 1816 and he was an American poet. He was best remembered for his retelling of the Indian fable The Blind Man and the Elephant. He also wrote beautiful and enduring poetry, notably Little Jerry the Miller. Okay, so guys, the poem The Blind Man and the Elephant, it is based on the fable. Okay, a short fable is a short story, usually with animals as the main characters. Fables have morals and there are lessons to be learned from them. Okay, so guys, this fable later became well known in Europe with 19th century American poet John Godfrey Sachs creating his own version as a poem. In this, he explains that elephant is a metaphor for God and the various blind men represent religions that disagree on something no one has fully experienced. Okay, guys, so I think that I should tell you the story also on which this poem is based. So what had happened, once upon a time there were 6 blind people who lived in a village, and an animal named elephant has been brought to that village. So one of the villagers told these 6 blind men that there is an elephant in the village today. When these blind men heard this, out of curiosity, they wanted to experience it by touching it, as they had no idea what an elephant is. So, uh, now in this poem, there is the description of their experiences. When the first person touched the side, see the first stanza, the first approached the elephant and happening to fall against the broad and sturdy side, at once began to bawl, "Why bless me, but the elephant is very like a wall." So when the first person touched the side of the elephant, he said that it is like a wall. Now the second stanza, have a look on that. The second feeling on the tusk cried, "Who? What have we here? So very round and smooth and sharp. To me, that is very clear. This wonder of an elephant is very like a spear." So guys, when the second man touched the round and smooth and sharp tusk of the elephant, then he cried, he exclaimed that the elephant is just like a just like a spear. Okay, move on the third stanza. The third approached the animal and happening to take the screaming trunk within his hands, this boldly up he spake, quoth he, "The elephant is very like a snake." So when the third person touched the trunk of the elephant, he touched the trunk. Okay, so he said that it is like a snake. And guys, the fourth person has a different experience. Okay, because the fourth reached out his eager hand and felt about the knee. Okay, what most this wondrous beast is like is very plain, quoth he. This clear enough, the elephant is very like a tree. So guys, when the fourth person experienced something different, he said it is like a tree. Why he said so? Because he touched the knee of the elephant. That's why he said that the elephant is like a tree. Okay, now move on the next stanza, the fifth one. Guys, the fifth one has another experience, because what he said, the fifth who chanced to touch the ear said even the blindest man can tell what this resembles. Most deny the fact who can. The marvel of an elephant is very like a fan. So guys, the fifth one, when touched the ear of the elephant, it felt like a fan to him. What he touched? He touched the ear, and that's why he said that the elephant resembled a fan. Now see the sixth one. Okay, the last men, when the last the last person touched the tail of the elephant, then he exclaimed that it is like a rope. See the stranger, the sixth no sooner had begun about the beast to grope than seizing on the swinging tail that fell within his scope. I see, quoth he, the elephant is very like a rope. So, guys, the sixth man caught the elephant's swinging tail, and that's why he said that the beast means animal, the beast is like a rope. So, guys, each of the six men, see this stranger, and so these men of Hindustan disputed loud and long, each in his own opinion exceeding stiff and strong, though each was partially in the right and all were in the wrong. So guys, each of the six men start suspecting each other, thinking that the remaining five are lying. They start arguing with each other because they all have touched the different parts of the elephants. That's why they were thinking that the others were telling the lie. So guys, what had happened in the last? A wise man passing by saw them. He inquires about what they are arguing with each other. They tell him what they think about the elephant. They ask him to decide who is correct among them about the descriptions of the elephant. Then the wise men said, all of you are correct. They were shocked after hearing this and asked him how it is possible that all of them are correct. Then the wise man said that each of you has touched a different part of the elephant. That is why you all are correct, as elephant consists of all those characteristics that you have described. So guys, we can say this poem, The Blind Man and the Elephant, tells us about the reality of the life and also about a basic problem that we all have. What is it? What it is? It tells us that individual truth may be partially true, but it is not the ultimate truth. We can say the moral of this poem is that there might be some fact to what somebody says. We might not agree with it at first because we have our own reasons, but what we think might not be the absolute truth. Guys, in Rigved, it is mentioned that reality is one. The wise men speak of it variously. So, guys, in this poem, there is a very deep sense that the poet is trying to convey that through this poem that the Almighty, the God is one, but we all call them from different names. This is our different opinion, but the what is the reality? The reality is one, though we all speak of it variously. And I hope that this is clear to you.